The Aoba, one of my favorite ships now in the OBT. It's business here, welcome back. I've got the tier 6 Japanese cruiser, the Aoba. I think everybody's going to be happy with this after playing the Furutaka, but then again, I seem to be enjoying things differently than I did in the closed beta, and I can't really blame anybody if they don't like this ship either. But generally, this kind of continues some of the stuff that you saw with the Furutaka. It's got a nice slender svelte appearance to it. It has these awesome 203mm cannons. They have crappy traverse, but that's pretty much par for the course with any Japanese cruiser. There's also unfortunately, with the Japanese cruisers, you also get somewhat mediocre armor. It depends on how you're approaching your target. But there's also the other problem of having to deal with the absolutely awful AA. Now, don't get me wrong, they can shoot down plenty of planes, but compared to their USN counterparts, they are severely lacking in the AA department. It does get a little better here and there, but you could still gear it out for AA protection, for increased range, and it does make a big difference in my opinion. But as far as your focus on this, personally, I think this is the type of ship, and from tier 6 onwards, that is all about rewarding the accuracy of the player. Just taking a look at the hull upgrades and whatnot here, it's basically the same whether it's upgraded or not. The big benefit is that you get some extra AAs, and actually I think they're higher quality guns. I'm not entirely sure about that. I kind of glossed over that when I was looking through it before. And then the additional range. On the second module slot here, I go with the increased accuracy. The USN cruisers at this level, I'm going with the increased AA range. I'm playing them to their strengths, or what I see as their strengths, I should say. I think that the way that these shells are grouped, you can really punch through armor very quickly on even up to tier 9 Ibukis. I've citadeled an Ibuki a few times. Not that that's really saying much. It's basically a tier 9 Aoba. I mean, all of them are very, very similar. I don't think there's really too much of a difference in the armor protection of any of the Japanese cruisers. Sorry, my phone. But as far as other modifications are concerned, I always go with the rudder shift, of course. And there's also, for the third module slot there, I went with the propulsion protection. I've been kind of getting away from the reduced fire and flooding chance because it just doesn't seem to make any damn difference at all. And I would rather protect my steering gears or my propulsion. I tend to lean more towards the propulsion because if your steering gears are out, hopefully you're not running into an island, but you're still moving at least. And that is a huge, huge deal, so long as you can keep moving. So in the prior Cleveland video, I was mentioning how it's not very particularly well suited to destroying destroyers. That's not really what the Cleveland is for. The Aoba is much better at that, and you can immediately see that it has a flatter trajectory. The time to target there is considerably or comparatively shorter. I think it's actually at 10 kilometers, it's about a second and a half faster, or it's around that mark. And that doesn't sound like much, but when you need to hit a fast-moving target, it can mean everything, actually. But so I just wanted to showcase the strengths of it there against a destroyer, of course, who's maneuvering, and then the best role for this ship, which is the hunter-killer of enemy cruisers. I think this ship is just awesome at it, and overall I would say that it's better at it than the Cleveland. The Cleveland's better suited against the slower moving targets, of course, but when you line up shots with either of the ships, they're going to do a hell of a lot of damage. So knock that Omaha out very quickly. Now this particular clip, this is all about positioning, and it's a very it's hard to explain sometimes when you're in a match or in the heat of the moment exactly what you're trying to do, but when you're looking long term and considering all the various options and things like that, you know, sometimes you have to do a dick play and sacrifice, you know, yourself or a teammate, and you know, for the better of the team. So my friend here, Kamikaze Samurai, he's in an Aoba as well, and we are facing off against, it's a Murmansk and I believe an Omaha. I am being a bit foolish here. We also have a Cleveland, actually, just another sector to the south. But I'm being a bit foolish here. I'm shooting AP when I should be using HE. You know, they're coming at me head on. I know I don't have a shot here, but the reason behind it is that if I can get them to swing a little bit and expose their side, I want to have my shells at the ready. And you know, I didn't want to just do, you know, fire damage or whatever. I wanted to knock him out entirely and make sure that they were dead ASAP. And you can see they have 3 control points. We have 1. They're up a little less than 100 points. And you know, we're just duking it out here. And I was toying with the idea of launching my torpedoes, but just in case, you know, one of my teammates decided to cut in, I didn't want to screw them over and compromise their positioning. So you can see the patience paid off there. Got some decent hits, knocked out his engines. He's pretty much screwed. Now, where did these torpedoes come from? Crap. So there's definitely a destroyer nearby from the 3x2 spread. It's most likely the Minikaze that's on their team that nobody spotted yet. There's also a Cleveland that I'm having to deal with as well, and now the Omaha is putting himself in a bad position here against, like for me, he's angled against me, that's great, but he's not angled against my Cleveland that's just laying into him now, and he loses, I think it's the next salvo, he pretty much goes out. I don't know where the hell that shot was going to. I think that was maybe like a panic shot or something against me. I have no idea. So we positioned them in a decent little net there. We were all firing on them, you know, just all about the sacrifice play there, as far as if I die from those guys shooting at me, then hey, you know, that's fine, because they're likely going to open themselves up for my teammates there. So a 2-for-1 trade, that's not bad. I launched my torpedoes here against the Minikaze who just appeared. I'm doing this because of the fact that I know I know he's going to have to maneuver to some degree, and it'll slow him down. It'll give me a chance to attack and hopefully a chance to kill him, and without screwing myself over. I lose my steering gears there and I think I hit the repair. There we go. And the Minikaze's on fire. He just put it out, just trying to get some of these shots in. He's doing a great job of evading a lot of these rounds, and then he finally pops smoke, of course. So he's gone. I'm not going to see him again for a bit. You'll see just off to the south there's a battleship that's coming around the island. It's a Wyoming. I had a feeling that this might happen, and I feel bad about doing it, but I have to leave him. I can't go chase the Minikaze. I'm not going to go running into the smoke, at least not this time. You know, plus we have this Cleveland here that is, you know, problematic for any of us. We did just lose our Cleveland to this guy as well, so he needs to die pretty quick, and you know, we're down even more points than we were before. So right now it's not looking that good. And now if you just saw there was a New Mexico that popped up over by the other flag, and he's heading right towards us. So positioning myself trying to make sure that that island is between me and that New Mexico for as long as possible. I'm trying to think ahead to my torpedoes being ready and, you know, messing that guy up, whether it's through screwing up his positioning or actually just hitting him with it. Sometimes the fact that you can deny an area with torpedoes is more important than actually hitting them with it, which everybody will disagree with me on that, but personally, that's my take on it. I'd rather, if I'm gonna die, I'd rather put the enemy in such a bad position that they're screwed than to just die without having any impact on the outcome of that particular battle. So always trying to think ahead. And you'll see I'm getting further and further away from the border of the map there. Clearly the Minakaze sees the Wyoming that's behind us. At this point, I'm like, either he's, I don't know, he could either continue to come towards us or he could go for the points against the Wyoming, which is exactly what he does. So I'm thinking this Wyoming and this New Mexico, that's a fair trade. If we can get the New Mexico down real quick. And again, this is where the IGN cruisers, they have just the right amount of trajectory to get over some of these obstacles. Other times it just fails miserably, but that's why I wanted to keep some distance between myself and the island. And you know, Kamikaze is off to my left here, and he's laying in the HE spam as well, so he's holding up pretty well to the fire. And I decided to launch a spread of torps, make sure that it slows him down, it turns him in, and hopefully towards the island. And at that point, you know, if he turns back around, if he turns off to his left here to avoid them, he's more likely to get hit by them. So, you know, we're just laying into him, doing really good damage actually with these HE shells, anywhere from, unfortunately, like 700 damage up to, you know, 4, 5, 6,000, and trying to aim for the superstructure there. And the fires are definitely taking a toll on this poor guy, but that's the life of a battleship these days, right? So you could see he narrowly misses. That was so close to just ending him right there, but he's having to turn a bit, and you know, it's slowing him down, and it's only helping us as far as the getting and securing the kill. So now, from what you've seen at this point compared to a couple minutes ago, yeah, we lost that Wyoming in the top right there, but that Minakaze is no longer a factor at all. He's not gonna be able to influence this match any further. And there's a few things happening, trying to take in all the information at once here. So now we have 3 caps to their 1, so we flip that around. We have no ships anywhere near these 2 flags other than, you know, Kami and myself. And so, you know, we sacrificed that 150 point swing or whatever it is with that Wyoming to neutralize that the New Mexico, and then push on to the other flag. And so our destroyer all the way down south just killed the battleship, and now we're pretty much squared and even, and voila. We have Miyogi, which is very favorable for us, just on the other side of the island, and we spotted the Juho tier 5 carrier, and we're lighting him up. You'll see I aim very specifically in the I think it's not this salvo, but the next one, to knock out his engines again, and then our carrier comes in and knocks him out. But generally, I think this is a hell of a ship. It's definitely a, you know, there's more to come in the future from the Miyoko, Mogami, Ubuki, Zao. They all play very similarly, and I really think that this is the playstyle that suits me best. I really enjoy it a lot. I love playing the AA defense on the cruisers too, but generally speaking, it seems like for me, this best matches my skill and my playstyle. So I really enjoyed the Japanese cruisers a lot, and hopefully this sheds a little bit more light onto maybe a different play style from how you were doing it, or just some different opinions. But either way, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you here next time.